What's going on, Crimson Tide fans? Chris Daughtery here with the Alabama Football Report. The early signing period opens up in just 12 days. So we're going to take a look at Alabama's 2025 recruiting class today. And kind of, there's a couple of more players that Alabama is also trying to get in this class. We'll also talk about that. And we'll also break down some of those early enrollees coming up. Once Alabama starts getting into the college football playoffs, those guys will join the team in preparations for some of those games. So we're going to break all that down on today's show. Some important dates and things to know here. So the early signing period starts on December 4th and goes through December 6th. I think that's a Wednesday through Friday. Most of the players out there, I'd say probably 90% of players out there usually sign. If they are going to sign during that December 4th through the 6th window, they will do it on December 4th. Not many guys really out there wait until the 6th to do it, because why would you? Right now, Alabama, per the 247 Sports recruiting rankings, has that number 3 spot. So we'll see if they move up and down in the rankings here in a couple of weeks. But still, that is not the end of recruiting. The regular signing period is also on February 5th. So they got that early signing window, and they do still have the regular signing period. And there are a couple of players out there that are waiting until that date. I think Caleb Cunningham, if I'm not mistaken, is waiting for that regular signing period. So who knows? Maybe Alabama can still get him in this 2025 class. But if they don't, it's whatever. It's totally fine. So make sure you guys like today's video. If you guys are excited for the players coming in for Alabama in this 2025 class, make sure you like today's video for me right now. That should just about be every single person that watches this video. Our goal for the month of November is to get to 10,000 likes. About halfway there. It's the 22nd now, so we only got about a week left. So help me out. Like today's video right now. All right, the first player on today's list, we're going to go offense first and then defense. Your quarterback commit, Keelon Russell. Man, this kid is freaking good, dude. He's been so exciting to watch this entire season, seeing his highlights. It's almost like every single game that he's played, it's Keelon Russell throws for his 4th, throws for his 5th touchdown. He only threw like 2 interceptions this season. Guy that takes care of the ball. He's really quick in the run game, but he does like to play, kind of that point guard style of quarterback where he gets the ball to his playmakers. Cannot wait to see Keelon Russell. He will definitely be your starting quarterback in a couple of years. I got a feeling that it's going to go Ty Simpson, and then who knows after that. This guy can definitely be the next quarterback for Alabama, most likely after Ty Simpson goes off to the NFL or whatever he ends up doing after his college career. Over to the offensive line now. You got 5 players who you're most likely going to sign. These are all your commits right here. Michael Carroll, everybody knows this kid, right? If you've seen his highlights out there on Twitter, he's just out there week after week dirt napping people down at IMG. He's a number 17 overall player, one of your 5 stars in this class, number 1 interior offensive lineman. We'll see if he actually plays in the interior for Alabama, or he's a really big dude. I like his body size. We'll see if possibly they put him out to that tackle position, but he reminds me his mindset a lot like Tyler Booker. And then another guy, a 5-star guy that I think a lot of people have kind of forgotten about, Ty Haywood. This kid is really good as well. He's the number 4 offensive tackle in this class. All these rankings, by the way, are by the 247 Sports Composite rankings. So it takes all those different recruiting sites into account, and they have their own little algorithm there. But Ty Haywood, also the number 20 overall player in the country. And then Jackson Lloyd, I believe On 3 actually has Jackson Lloyd as a 5-star. So that's another one of those controversies between the recruiting sites there. Micah DeBose, Mal Waldrop also in this class along the offensive line. So who is your favorite player in this 2025 recruiting class? We're about to break down every single one of these guys, but as far as you know, the guys in this class right now, who is your favorite player? Let me know at the pinned comment of today's video. So you had 2 wide receivers about a week ago committed in this class, but now you are only down to 1, and that is Latsier Brooks. Man, I love this kid. I think he's severely underrated in the rankings. I know a lot of people who have watched his film feel this way as well. He broke the New Jersey State record for both receptions and receiving yards this year for his high school in New Jersey. And he is a very small kid, but he's super fast, and he squats something like 500 pounds. I mean, this kid is small, but he is very, very strong. I cannot wait to have him in this class. Alabama doesn't have a massive need at that wide receiver position. That's why you only saw them go after two different guys. Now, if you remember way back when Nick Saban retired, you had Jamie French committed to Alabama, but once Nick Saban retired, he decommitted. He wants a Lambeau from Texas. Caleb Cunningham also decommitted last week. So you got one more guy that Alabama's looking at, Florida commit Nashawn Montgomery. That's another possibility. He took an official visit this past weekend, so we'll see what happens there. But Alabama, I think for right now, they are pretty fine at that wide receiver position. Going over to the running backs now. Another position where you had two guys until very recently. Anthony Rogers decommitted last week. He's either going to choose between Georgia or Ohio State. But you got a guy that is much higher in the rankings than A.K. Deer. I think On3 also has A.K. Deer as a 5-star here. But, man, even with the 247 Sports composite rankings, he's at number 45 overall. I think that cutoff is usually around 32 to 34, depending on what site you're looking at. But, man, A.K. Deer has had a phenomenal year this year as a senior. Number 2 running back, according to 247 Sports. I think On3 has him as the number 1 running back, but a couple more options that Alabama's also looking at after the decommitment from Anthony Rogers. You got Harry Dalton from USC, currently committed to USC. They've had a bunch of guys flip in the past couple of weeks. And then Jace Clarizio, he is a Michigan State commit. He also visited this past weekend during that Mercer game. So right now you got A.K. Deer. Seems like he's pretty solid there, but there might also be another running back that you get in this class. We're just going to have to wait and find out, as that early signing period gets closer. And also, who knows? Somebody might even flip late during that regular signing period on February 5th. Going over to the tight ends now, the last position group on the offensive side of the ball. You got two really good players. I think both of these guys, are just going to be able to grow in Alabama's system. Both guys, very good pass catchers, Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchett. Caleb Edwards, of course, he committed a while ago, but Marshall Pritchett, he actually flipped from North Carolina just a couple of weeks ago. So, I really love the way Kalen DeBoer and this coaching staff uses their tight ends. You saw Robbie Oates get his first touchdown catch last week of the season. And you've seen other guys like C.J. Dupree and, some of those other guys as well really be able to contribute. So really like these guys at that tight end spot in Alabama's 2025 class. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. We're trying to hit our next goal of 21.5 thousand subscribers. We're only 87 away, so help me out. Hit that sub button for me right now. And while you guys are down there, make sure you check out that link for Ollie because they are the sponsor of today's show. Ollie is clean, fresh nutrition for your dog in 5 flavors that they will absolutely love. Right now, Ollie is offering a fantastic deal to let your pup taste test a personalized meal plan. Get 60% off your first box of meals when you use promo code CHATSPORTS at ollie.com. You don't have to be a vet to know that feeding your dog whole foods with minimal processing is one of the best choices that you can make for their health. Ollie is a perfectly portioned whole fresh foods diet that has been proven to extend your pup's life by 2.5 years. Because who doesn't want more time with their best friend, right? They have no harmful fillers and no preservatives. Ollie is made in United States kitchens with ingredients carefully sourced from trusted growers and producers around the world. This is how it works. Fill out Ollie's 30-second quiz and they'll create a customized meal plan. Ollie then crunches the numbers and recommends the right recipes and daily portions for your pup. For any first-timers, Ollie will send out your pup's first box with 2 weeks worth of meals and a guide to how to gradually switch them over to their new diet. You can also customize your plan with Ollie. Ollie offers 3 different meal plans that you guys can choose from. So you can choose between the full fresh plan, the fresh topper plan, or a mixed plan with their freshly baked recipes. This right here is my dog, Luca. He's a very good boy, and he absolutely loves his Ollie dog food. He's very energetic, and just having that Ollie dog food is something that helps him every single day. He went to the University of Alabama just like me. That's where legends are made, and you are a legend if you get the Ollie dog food. So go over to ollie.com and tell them about your dog. Use promo code CHATSPORTS, and you'll get 60% off your first box of meals when you subscribe today. That's OLLIE.com and enter promo code CHATSPORTS to get 60% off your first box. They offer a clean bowl guarantee on their first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you can get your money back. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's show. We appreciate Ollie for sponsoring us here at the Alabama Football Report. Going over to the defensive side of the ball now, looking at the DB commits that Alabama has in their 2025 class. You got Dijon Lee, 5-star cornerback in this class. He's a very good player. He is very long and lanky. So, he's not the fastest guy out there, but the length that he has really helps him, kind of make up for that. He, is able to bait some quarterbacks, just like Ivan Taylor as well. I've seen both of these guys on film bait quarterbacks into making bad throws and getting interceptions off of them. And all three of those guys, you could throw Chuck McDonald in there as well. Every single one of them come downfield and they lay the wood when it comes to defending the run. So really love that when it comes to your DBs. This is a position group along with wide receivers, but, that gets the diva vibes against them. Not saying these guys in particular, just DBs in general. A lot of times they don't like to hit guys. These guys absolutely love to lay the wood to opposing offenses. So, I really love what these guys can bring to the table for Alabama. And Chuck McDonald also, man, he's one of my favorite players in this class. Can't wait to see them wearing the script day. Over to the defensive line now. I know a lot of people were kind of worried about the defensive line group. They kind of started off kind of slow, but you got Cavante Henry. He committed just a couple of weeks ago out of the JUCO ranks. He was originally at Oklahoma out of high school and didn't really get a lot of playing time there his freshman year, so decided to take the JUCO route. And now he's committed to the Alabama Crimson Tide, and he's most likely going to play that bandit position for Alabama. You never know, with depth and everything like that, with Quandarius Robinson and some of those guys at that wolf position that are not going to be here next year. He can also fit that wolf position. And next, you got Steve Mbamua, the French-Canadian. He's also in JUCO right now. We've talked about this before, but like I said, he's French-Canadian, so English is actually not his first language, and he didn't know English at all, so he had to go learn some English down in community college. So he had to pass a English exam and an English class to be able to get into Alabama. So he was actually from last year's recruiting class, that 2024 class, but look, it's a phenomenal ad for this 2025 class as well. And then you got London Simmons, a guy that was, he's still ranked pretty low, but he dropped a lot of weight going into his senior season. He was absolutely wreaking havoc, for his high school team. So I really love London Simmons as well. And one more player that we've talked about along the defensive line as a target for Alabama, Justice Terry. Doesn't seem like he's going to be able to get to a visit to Alabama. If you remember back for that Georgia game, he was supposed to visit for that game, but was not able to because of the hurricane that happened there. And his high school game got moved from Friday night to Saturday night. So very unfortunate there. Justice Terry, a very, very solid player, another 5-star there, but look, it is what it is. I think Alabama really likes where they sit along the defensive line. So you got 3 really solid guys there, I think, and even a guy like London Simmons. He's a little bit lower ranked, but I think when he gets into, Alabama's strength and conditioning program, I think he is really, really going to shine. So let me know here in the comments, guys, where will Alabama finish in the 2025 recruiting class rankings? They're sitting at number 3 right now. I think On 3 actually has them at number 2, but 247 Sports has them at number 3. So let me know in the comment section right here. Once that February 5th window closes, where do you think Alabama will sit in the 2025 recruiting cycle? Going over to the linebackers now. I really like this class of linebackers that Alabama got, especially Justin Hill. He's probably going to be playing that wolf position for Alabama. He's pretty much a true edge rusher there. He's a 4-star, number 51 overall. Daryl Duke Johnson. I also should note, too, the rest of these guys, most of them committed back during the summertime when Alabama was going through their, cold summer, and everything like that. So a lot of these guys have been committed for, a while, since at least June and July, somewhere around that time. But Daryl Duke Johnson, really love him as well, just outside the top 100 there. Luke Metz, he's been pressed by a lot of different schools, whether that's Georgia, Ohio State. I think Florida State was also trying to get him around, but, Florida State is a dumpster fire right now, so obviously nobody really wants to go there. But like I said, he's a little bit lower ranked, but a lot of those very, very notable teams were really going after him as well. So I'm going to take the coach's words for it there, that he is also a very good player. And then Abdul Sanders Jr., I think he's a guy that could play middle linebacker. I think also eventually maybe he moves to a spot like the Wolf or something like that. I don't know. That's just my assumption. But I really also like what he brings to the table there. And then the number 21 player currently committed right now to Alabama. They're taking a punter in this class as well. Alex Asparuoff. I think punters, all they really go up to is that 3-star category, but, he's gone to a bunch of punting camps out there, and he's a pretty solid punter. You're going to be losing James Burnap this year to the NFL. Probably won't go in the draft. I would assume nobody's going to pick a punter in the NFL draft. I would assume he's going to be an undrafted free agent, but you're filling that role with Alex Asparuoff in this 2025 class. Now, you do have now 16 players that are going to be enrolling early for Alabama. So like I said, if they go to the college football playoffs, it's going to be around that, January window. And then they'll also be here for the spring game as well. You got Keelon Russell, A.K. Deere, Latsier Brooks, Marshall Pritchett, Jackson Lloyd, Michael Carroll, Micah DeBose, Mal Waldrop, and I'll also note Ty Haywood is TBD right now. I don't really know how that actually works out, because if you enroll early when you're going to college, you have to be graduated from high school. So I don't know how that's like a last-minute thing, but per On3 so far, Ty Haywood is TBD. Going to the defensive side of the ball here now, you got Dejon Lee, Abdul Sanders Jr., Daryl Duke Johnson, Luke Metz, Justin Hill, Cavante Henry, Stephen Mamua, and Alex Asparuoff as well. And also on the defensive side of the ball, you have London Simmons, also TBD on whether or not he's going to be enrolling early. But I really like this class for Alabama. We'll see if they get a couple more guys in it. But look, we're 12 days or so away now here, so I think it's going to be a really, really big signing day for the Crimson Tide. And Kalen DeBoer's first recruiting class as Alabama's head coach.